Little shower activity showing up out there today, but the rain chances increase tonight and into your Monday. That is some much cooler air on the way. We'll track all of it for you.
It is the same vehicle that we assume.
More than a month after a man was reported missing in Madison County, troopers believe they've found his body. We're tracking the investigation. And President Trump swears in his senior staff as he gets ready to welcome world leaders to the White House this week. We'll take you to D.C. coming up.
This is WKYT News.
The search for the man at the center of a golden alert in Madison County might be over. You're watching WKYT. I'm Tanner Hesterberg. Today, Kentucky State Police spent hours investigating after a body was found in a vehicle. Troopers say the vehicle was found around 3 o'clock Saturday afternoon in a rural part of Madison County, but they could not get to the body until today. Right now, troopers believe the body might be that of 78-year-old Fred Warner. He was last seen in Richmond about 1 month ago. WKYT's Lauren Miner talked to investigators in our top story.
Crews spent the morning recovering a body found inside a car in a Madison County creek.
The vehicle, it appears, may have driven into the creek and floated downstream and gotten stuck.
The Madison County coroner believes the man found is 78-year-old Fred Warner.
It is the same vehicle that we assume, because of what the family has told us, that the missing person was driving.
Warner's family reported him missing a little over a month ago. Police say he had been diagnosed with dementia. Yesterday, officials say they received a call from someone who spotted the car between Poozy Ridge and Bogey Mill Road. The coroner says they wanted to make the recovery last night, but it had gotten too dark.
Toughest challenge was last night leaving the body there.
KSP, along with the Madison County Sheriff's Office, stayed on scene overnight.
We just could not have done it. We couldn't have gotten lights down there, and we were going to put people in harm's way.
Officials say they are still investigating, and at this time, it's not clear which road the car may have been on before ending up in the creek. Reporting in Madison County, Lauren Miner, WKYT.
Troopers say an autopsy has been scheduled at the state medical examiner's office in Frankfort. New tonight, state police tell us they're looking into what caused a deadly crash in Lincoln County. Troopers say 59-year-old Johnny Estep was driving south on Kentucky 1781 this morning when his car crossed the center line and hit a tree near Broughtontown Road. The coroner says Estep died at the scene. Troopers say Estep was not wearing a seatbelt when he crashed. We have new information tonight about a deadly crash in Franklin County that we first told you about last night at 11. The coroner there says 59-year-old Clarence Harper of Frankfort died when the vehicle he was in crashed on Kentucky 420. Deputies say the driver somehow lost control and the vehicle went off the road, hit several trees, and flipped. The driver was taken to the hospital. No word on their condition yet. The sheriff's office is still investigating that crash. The southeastern part of the United States just cannot catch a break. People living there are getting ready for another round of severe weather. State leaders in Georgia say 12 people died early this morning because of the storms. The Georgia Emergency Management Agency is still trying to assess the damage. 4 people died Saturday in Mississippi when a tornado touched down near Hattiesburg. Those storms in the south are pushing some wet weather up our way as well. We're tracking some heavy rain and thunderstorms moving across the bluegrass. Meteorologist Jim Caldwell has an early look at the forecast.
Yeah, that's going to be the case here. That big system that continues to spin across the Gulf Coast there and spreading all of that moisture and, of course, the severe weather. Right now, you're going to find hit and miss shower activity. A lot of it's close to Interstate 64 at this point. So you're looking at Frankfort, Lexington, Jackson, and London. And you see temperatures also running in the mid and upper 50s in most of these locations as well. Little damp in some areas. Here comes that batch of rain that's starting to close in on 64. It's just barely to the south there and along the Mountain Parkway from Campton. Then you've got some showers down into Beattyville and some of it into Irvin as well. Even more rain likely comes together as that low tracks toward the north and increases our chances. So as we advance through the rest of the evening here, look at the hour by hour. Light rain falling in Lexington around that point. And then overnight and into the early morning hours, we likely track even more. Now notice our temperatures are gradually decreasing here. We're at 5 o'clock in the morning on Monday, around 50 degrees, rain still around, and then afternoon readings for us on Monday, mid and upper 40s to around 50 degrees. Again, with some general light showers in the area. Now, beyond that, we're going to see our temperatures go up one more time before they crash and they bring winter back to town. I will take a closer look at that coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, Jim, thank you. The Valley View Ferry is back open tonight. The Kentucky Transportation Cabinet closed the ferry last Saturday because of high water concerns. The ferry serves Fayette, Madison, and Jessamine counties. President Donald Trump's administration continues to take shape. Today, he swore in some of his senior staff. This comes as he prepares to meet with global leaders this week. CBS News' Kenneth Craig has more from the White House.
President Donald Trump held a swearing-in ceremony for 30 assistants to the president in the East Wing of the White House Sunday.
Really very nice of him.
During his remarks, Mr. Trump held up the letter that former President Barack Obama left in the Oval Office.
We won't even tell the press what's in that letter.
Saturday, the president's press secretary slammed the media's coverage of the inauguration turnout during his first White House briefing.
This was the largest audience to ever witness an inauguration, period.
Although many eyewitness accounts say the crowds were not as big as they have been during past inaugurations, official attendance estimates are not taken anymore. Counselor to the president, Kellyanne Conway, attempted to clarify Spicer's claims Sunday.
You're saying it's a falsehood, and they're giving Sean Spicer, our press secretary, gave alternative facts to that. But the point remains.
Alternative facts?
Earlier, Mr. Trump posted dueling tweets on the Women's March in Washington that exceeded attendance expectations. First tweeting, "Watch protests yesterday," was under the impression that we just had an election. Why didn't these people vote? But later he shifted his tone, calling the peaceful protests a hallmark of our democracy. President Trump has a full schedule in the days ahead, meeting with world leaders here at the White House. Aides say Mr. Trump spoke with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu by phone Sunday and discussed ways to advance peace and security in the region. The president is also scheduled to meet with leaders from Canada and Mexico to discuss NAFTA, and he'll host British Prime Minister Theresa May later this week. Kenneth Craig, CBS News, Washington.
The counselor to the president, Kellyanne Conway, says President Trump will not be releasing his tax returns. A new church in Lexington opened its doors for service. The Andover Crossroads Church had their grand opening today, and turnout did not disappoint. Dozens of people filled the church for the special service. For now, service times are between 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. on Sundays. Campus pastor Mark Stetcher says they hope to expand to Saturdays soon. He says their goal was to make the church a place where people can come explore.
And our focus has been to make the experience immersive, especially inside the auditoriums. So we've darkened it up, put new sound panels in, new projectors, new sound system, everything to make that experience as wonderful and professional as it can possibly be.
This is their third location in Kentucky. The director of a museum at the Kentucky Horse Park is working to open a permanent exhibit dedicated to the history of black jockeys. The exhibit, Black Horsemen of the Kentucky Turf, is scheduled to open in 2018. The director of the International Museum of the Horse at the Kentucky Horse Park says he's also envisioning the production of a database to document and recognize black horsemen. He says fundraising for the digital project still needs to be worked out. Students in one southern Kentucky school district have to go back to school tomorrow. School leaders in Corbin closed school Friday because they say illness hit the district hard. Attendance had been so low at Corbin Independent Schools last week, officials decided to use one of their non-traditional days Friday. Corbin Elementary was hit especially hard. Attendance dipped to the mid-80% mark for several days. School leaders say as of now, school is expected to be back open tomorrow. Still ahead on WKYT News, a Lexington photographer wants people to see moms in all their roles. We'll take a look at her project coming up.